Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you guys been having a wonderful week. So, want to give you an update. We have our new patch in place where they have fixed the Helm, where after you set your ship on it, it's been kind of disappearing on us. Well, they have that fixed, so I want to bring up our little warehouse here to show you where we're currently at, and I'll throw this little screenshot next to it for you. So if you look here at our spare parts, we were at 3507, we're at 3619. Same thing with our torching springs. We were at 790, now we're at 814. Industrial drill bits, we were at 3854, we're now at 3878. Eel swine, we were at 757, we're now at 793. And Orca intricate mechanisms, we were at 788, we're now at 824. So all of that seems to be working now. Pieces of 8 as well for those of you who are wanting to collect your 8s while you're offline. So make sure that you run that. Now, couple of things. First and foremost, though, Darktide Lullaby, this event has another week left. When that event ends, you will not be bringing any of the heartfelt wishes into Season 3. You may not see this event for some time, potentially even a year, if it goes to place of like Requiem, Endless Requiem, and things like that. It may be a while before you see it come up. So spend your points. What points am I talking about? Those little red tea bags, guys. The red tea bags you see up at the top corner there. I've got 117 of them. There's not really anything to spend them on, but I need to figure out something to spend it on because it's not going to transfer over. Now, I've done this many times coming up on events, and I've said this many times, and it never ceases to amaze me how many people will then come in here and complain that they lost all their points and wasn't able to spend them and stuff. This is your warning, guys. Make sure you spend that. We're coming up. If you look at our calendar here, Darktide Lullaby, the last week is going to be this coming week, the week of the 23rd. After that, it's gone. It's not back on here for at least a while, if at all. So we're not seeing that event, which means you will not be able to spend those points. You just basically lose them, or they may hold them until the next time they run the event, which could be, you know, a year from now. We don't really know. We know with like Endless Requiem, a lot of people didn't spend their points. It'll be curious to see this Halloween whether or not they get those points back from last year or not, and we'll definitely let you know. But make sure that you're spending your points until we have verification on that stuff, guys. Now, there's a couple things I want to encourage you to grind here. First and foremost, one of them is the Blighted Bastion coming up on the week of the 23rd. I know how big of a pain in the butt it is trying to find these plague dust. If you will run this King Lepest Blighted Bastion, you can get Laflus, you can get Lepix, and you can get Plague Bringer's Wards. And it looks like there's going to be some other stuff there, but those three for sure, if you salvage them, you will get Plague Dust. And you would typically get between 2 and 3 Plague Dust for the mortar and the Plague Bringer's Ward. That can, depending whether or not the Lepic is a 3 or a 2, is going to depend how much of that Plague Dust you get there. The ones are once in a while you get 1 Plague Dust, but not all the time. So definitely make sure you're grinding that event out next week. I expect we're going to see a lot of people coming in to hit it because we're coming up on a close of this season. Now, it says there are 31 days left in the season, guys. Now, if you come up and you look at where we're currently sitting on the calendar, there's another week not being shown. Now, they've not said that anything is going to be added to this season here as far as any new cosmetics or new convoys or any kind of events or anything like that. So my guess is it's basically going to be what we've been seeing. We might see another Gloria Dorn come through. We might not see anything like that at all, but you're going to end up with a situation where you've got an extra week here that's not being showed anything. And that happens. That's not new. That's nothing that's unexpected. That happens in seasons. We had it happen last year several times with season 2, 3. Season 4 ended up going on a couple extra months before they got going with year 2. So not a big surprise, but it does give you a chance to grind some of this stuff out, guys. Like I say, Blighted Bastion, that's going to be my focus next week because I can break down those weapons and pick up that Plague Dust. So that's going to be my recommendation to you on that. Now, for those of you running the Darktide Lullaby event and have not been able to complete the bass, do not worry about it. Now, if you just are really wanting to complete this thing, the way to do that, if I wanted to get these last 3 areas here opened, what I would have to do is I would have to come in and I would have to actually go farm out more of this heartfelt wish, and I would have to complete all the way up to 15 so I could come to claim the rewards and it would claim out. But as you can see, it's not really doing that even now. It said I could claim, but then it didn't let me. They know that this is broke. You can continue to report it if you want. They've already told us what's going to happen. So at the end of this event, everyone is going to receive what was in the event pass. Now, if you paid for your premium pass, you received the premium items on top of that. So that'll be your Tooling's Favors and the Corpse Driven. Let's see, they had this other one here, Seasonal Spoils. And then, of course, like the Soul Spurned set here. So, or this is a cosmetic for your armor. So those will be rewarded to your premium accounts. Those of you who, like me, are not a premium, or you'll also get your little pet there. You'll get everything else. And they're going to give that at the end of the event. Now, when it comes to the compensation that some people are asking, well, what's this compensation going to be on this Helm where they just fixed where we set our ship out here and it wasn't picking up? And it's been going on a lot longer than I've been reporting it because honestly, I, like most people, hadn't really been keeping an eye on it. But they want to know when and where and what are we going to get. Well, my guess is you're not going to get your pieces of 8 that you're missing. You're not going to get your upgrade parts that you're missing or your orca mechanisms or whatever it was that you were making. Understand there's a lot of players that's affected, and it would be impossible for them to determine who got what. So what my guess is they're probably going to give us Helm chests. Now, they have not said when. All right, they've not told us when that's going to happen. Now, when I try to give you updates on these passes and things like that, and of course the patch notes and stuff, I try to make sure that the patch notes actually in place and doing what it's supposed to be before we send that video out. So I hope you guys appreciate that. If not, that's cool too. I know that there are some who do. But that's kind of all we got right now. We're still waiting on new content. There's plenty of stuff to grind out. I do recommend. We have a Fang event coming up here in a couple weekends, so make sure that you run that to get those Fangs. If you're looking for stuff to buy with your teeth, you could go to the Forgotten Candy, and they sell these different types of chests that you can buy. I'm sorry, not your teeth. The teeth are over at Lenitra, but you also have Roadman Godin currently in the game, and you can take his ethereal ash and stuff and come over here, and you can actually buy Helm boxes as well. And these are the boxes I expect we'll probably end up getting. I don't expect we're going to get a lot of them. Let's get to our buy sell, show you what we got here. Yeah, so these things here hold Gold Skull products, and then, of course, the raw material versions of it as well. I would expect we're going to be seeing something like that as a reward. I could be wrong. They might end up really digging down into it and get you what you lost. That would be cool if that happened. My guess is if it's something like that, it's going to be based on when you first reported your issue, and that's how much you'll get would be my guess, but we'll just have to wait and see what they've got. So you can get those here. You can also pick up those boxes over at Lenitra. They sell those over there. They used to carry pieces of 8. That is no longer the case, and that's used to be how we would get our pieces of 8 over into new seasons and things. But make sure that you're grinding out those fangs and those teeth coming from Lenitra's monster quests and stuff, guys. So we're going to hop off here. Y'all have a wonderful day.